This is a primer on cultural memory. The information here is adapted from a 1995 article titled Collective Memory and Cultural Identity by Jan Osman, translated by John Zeplica. The idea of cultural memory proceeds from the contention that, put very simply, there are different kinds of memory. Cultural memory, then, is distinguished by its distance from everyday life. It is not as focused on the here and now as some other types of memory like sensory or procedural memory. It is not interested in where you put your phone, whether you locked your door when you left the house, or whether something you are touching is hot or cold. It is also not as concerned with communicative or social memory, which are more linked to the recent past and the present. Rather, cultural memory anchors itself in fixed points and fateful events of the past, which are preserved and communicated over time. It is also not particularly focused on the flows of popular culture, fashion, trends, etc., which are unstable from one generation to the next, though it may be concerned with the cultural relevance of cycles that govern such trends. Cultural memories, according to Osman, are like islands of time that are returned to over and over again. Festivals, rituals, retold stories, cultural artifacts, etc. These activities suspend ordinary time, creating spaces for cultural contemplation and retrospection. Key characteristics of cultural memory include 1. Concretion of identity. Cultural memory preserves the collective knowledge that a group uses to define itself. It establishes identity through a schismogenetic process of inclusion, this is us, and exclusion, this is our opposite. According to Osman, this behavior is driven by a need for identity and a conscious effort to maintain a self-image. Culture makes having a self easier by giving individuals access to cultural materials that form the contours of self-awareness and inform the contents of self-expression. 2. Reconstruction. Cultural memory does not directly preserve the past. Although we often use the term, it is not possible to preserve the past in the strictest sense. What actually happens, according to Osman, is that cultural memory reconstructs the past on demand through musings, conversations, etc., or according to a schedule, such as recognized holidays, in the present. Cultural memory reconstructs the past in the present. Even though it is grounded in fixed points like texts and monuments, each generation necessarily reinterprets these forms differently and according to their particular needs. 3. Formation. Knowledge is unstable and nebulous. Objectivization is the formation of cultural memory into transferable things like texts, images, rituals, monuments. Instead of remaining entirely nebulous, cultural memory is transformed into objects that can be interacted with directly. Its formation is versatile. That is, it doesn't really matter what object or form the knowledge takes, as long as it functions to contain and transfer cultural memory. 4. Obligation. Cultural memory reinforces a group's normative self-image by imposing a system of values. Cultural values are organized along a hierarchy where some are central, non-negotiable or necessary, and others are peripheral, contextually defined. To one degree or another, cultures influence their members to adhere to and replicate a specific system of values. Thus, group behaviors are driven by a sense of cultural obligation. 5. Reflexivity. Cultural memory reflects on itself in at least 3 ways. 1. Practice. It interprets certain actions in ways that make sense of communal life. For example, hunting, praying, or dating are not just actions, they are cultural practices. 2. Self. It critiques and reinterprets its own meanings over time, surpassing, adapting, or even censoring previous meanings as needed. And 3. Group image. The group's self-image itself becomes an object for reflection, allowing the group to engage in metacultural communication. Cultures may reconsider the value and meaning of monuments. They may make significant adjustments to school curricula or ceremonial activities, or they may issue public apologies or explanations for past actions that they have grown to regret. Thanks for listening.